historically, what percentage of men do you think reproduced
I saw
throughout
this on
history?
your page.
You saw it.
I enjoyed that.
What percentage of men reproduced?
I think you said.
And let me ask, because you've seen it, Nina. Like throughout whole history, you got 100% of men.
Mm-hmm.
What percentage of them do you think reproduced? Got to actually have children, family, all that. What percentage?
I'm gonna say 60%.
60.
Yeah.
It's actually 40%. 40% of men historically got to reproduce. Do you know what percentage of women got to reproduce historically?
Don't. Just don't.
Go on.
I just wait for the answer, I think.
80%,
Yeah.
double. So 40% of men are reproducing with 8% of women historically, which means that the men that are reproducing have more than one woman that they're reproducing with historically. And even currently right now, if you ask yourself, if you know a man that's got a child, has he got more than one child with another woman? Probably, right? 60% of men don't reproduce. They don't even sniff vagina.
Oh Lord!
They don't even sniff it. They don't even know what it smells like.
What are they doing then? It's just out here.
But this is what I've been trying to say. Like 1 in 3 men in the last year are either virgins or have not had sex. 1 in 3. Like men don't. Women tend to judge men based off their results. You as women, you know, you can get penis anytime you want because you're a woman and there's loads of men in your friend zone, like you said.
Oh my days.
Average men don't have that. Men don't get to reproduce. Men don't even get to have sex. We got to work for that.
I don't think, and they're not going to because they're not men, but I don't think women understand how difficult and what it takes for a man to be desirable.
Yes.
To women.
You have to work at it, bro.
I don't think you understand. Like, you have to be confident, intelligent, like physically in shape, successful, make good money, be funny. You have to be all these things, right? And even then, even if it's not the right opportunity, she still may not even give you a chance.
Because we saw it before.
So then,
if you're not coming to me at the right time, I ain't really trying to hear you.
That's it,
right?
So then, when a man does manifest and grow himself in all these things, and he gets to a high level, of course he's going to be sleeping around and sleeping with different women. How could he not? Like, he's earned his way there to that position. Now, I'm not saying that's the best thing for society, and maybe I'm biased because I'm a guy.
And you're sleeping around.
I didn't say that.
Whoa.
I'm a good boy.
I'm just saying. I don't know you. I'm just saying. I'm
a good boy. But it's true, like, you know, and that's why I think that's where, you know, when you deal with guys who say are narcissists in a small percentage, it's like they've worked their freaking arse off to get to that point. Have you guys heard the candy store analogy? You probably know it.
Yes.
Yeah.
What, the levels?
No. The candy store analogy is about getting into the candy store. I'm seeing this from Fresh and Fit. They haven't used this analogy for a while. Basically, imagine there's a candy store, right? And as a woman, you're let into the candy store the second you turn 18. Right, so you get in there when you're 18, you're trying out all the different sweets like the Haribos, Laffy Taffies, toffees, and all this, right? You're getting to know what you like, okay? The men aren't allowed in. The men are only allowed in once they've turned 35, they've saved 100,000 in their account, and they've been to the gym consistently for 3 or more years. Now, out of all men, right, it's probably going to be about 10% of men that actually qualify for that. So you've been in there since you're 18. 20 years later, the guys who are eligible get in there. Now, by the point you've been in there, you've tried different sweets. You know what you like. You're like, this is the sweet for me. And this is what you're sticking to. The guys who are eligible get in there. They go crazy. They're trying all the sweets, sweets they don't like, the sweets they do like. They're going around, and you guys are looking at them being like, yo, why are these men why are you going crazy like for all these sweets?
Yeah.
And it's like, because they had to work their freaking arse off to get into that store, and you guys just waltzed in when you're at 18.
Yeah.
That's exactly the same as when you go to guys like, why are the guys I deal with
thirsty? Why are guys thirsty?
Why are they just sleeping with all the women all the time? Why can't they just choose one? And it's because they had to work their arse off to get to a point that they can do that.
That's a dope analogy, bro.
Yeah, they don't say anymore, but
it's a dope analogy.
Yeah.
I feel like the minority are ruining it for the majority. I feel like if we're speaking about how we're growing up and conditioned, it was the minority of the one guy who ended up being the quote unquote drug dealer that used to come outside of school with a fancy car, all the pretty girls going towards him, all the guys wanted the pretty girl, and it's like we kind of created some sort of parameter where we're now kind of like chasing this weird thing that's in the air of you going into the shop and now being thirsty, the same way you're saying the quote unquote good girls are now thirsty for the guys with money when it's not realistic. The same way the guys who work now to have some sort of stability are now chasing the pretty girls, and it's not a reality. Like, it's just a small percentage of a population that's like creating this false idea of what is supposed to be attained.
Yeah, I think this sounds, maybe I'm being a bit harsh. I think if you're a woman and you're somewhat attractive and you end up single, it's completely your fault.
Yes.
And the reason I say this is because if you're even somewhat attractive as a woman, you have plenty of options, plenty.
100%.
And I think, unfortunately, maybe because of social media, I think, and men do this too, to be fair, we prioritize the wrong qualities to look for. So a woman would be like, I want a guy to be 6 foot tall, instead of being like, I want a guy who wants a relationship. She'll be like, oh, I want a guy to make a certain amount of money, instead of like, no, I want a guy who wants to have children.
Right.
Right. And guys do it. We're like, we want a girl with a big ass. The big ass, boy.
Yeah.
And then we're chasing the baddie and she treats us like shit. But it's like, yo, you should say, no, I want a woman who wants me.
Yeah, that's his
do you know what I mean? So I think we prioritize the wrong qualities that we want. 100%. And the thing is, for guys, like you said, most men will not get a woman. That's just harsh truth.
Yeah.
Right. 40%. Most men will not get it. Right. So we have to work our ass off. As
60.
a woman, you all have options, always. So if you end up single, right, it's likely because you're prioritizing the wrong qualities to look for.
And not all of us are unhappy single, by the way.
Yeah. No, of course. Just
for
I didn't say
that.
What does happy and single? What do you mean? What does happy and single look like? What, you got silicone toys and stuff?
Oh Lord.
Aside from that, of course we have those. But
yeah, but
aside from that,
is that true happiness? When you got a silicone toy, because he's not, the silicone toy is not going to fix your shelves. It's not going to kill the spiders. He's not going to take you on dates.
First of all, I'll kill the spiders. I'm not scared of spiders. I'll kill them. Thank you.
This whole independent thing. It's a whole independent thing.
Yeah, I'll kill the spiders. But
okay,
but I mean,
he's not going to. The silicone toy isn't going to hug you at nighttime.
No, it's not. But I mean, I can get a hug if I need a hug. Do you get what I mean? It doesn't have to be sexual. It doesn't have to be with a partner. And I think when I say happiness, I mean, whilst you're on the journey to potentially finding someone, you're okay with self, because I think a lot of the time women get this thing about, oh, I don't want to be single, and then you start getting a bit frantic and putting yourself desperate and putting yourselves in a situation that you don't need to be in. It's more important that you nurture yourself alone, so then when you do have that significant other, you are secure in who you are and you're not then projecting.
But then the thing is, you say that, but how many women know how to do that?
Not many.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Because they're looking for someone.
I feel like there's a fake healing movement going on.
No,
seriously, it's a fake
so
healing. What are you doing? Oh, I'm in my healing phase. I'm healing. And she's got 20 dicks. She's got 20 dicks inside her. It's like, listen, don't.
That's how she's healing, isn't it?
Don't bullshit a bullshitter. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, just please.
That's how she's healing, isn't it? Getting the train, boy.
Why are you single?
There's a fake healing movement because it's, I'm crystals and incense and I'm healing.
The thing is, they have the right ingredients, whether they're using them accordingly. If you can't lie to yourself, and you can't, like you said, look for happiness outside of yourself. If you're really sitting with yourself, whatever makes you feel grounded, whatever makes you feel whole, whatever makes you feel like you know yourself, and you have you're content with being, not that you want to be alone, but you're happy. But if you're trying to use these as like escapism to distract you, that's when I guess you're complementing the fake healing thing. But yeah, again, these are all things that are quote unquote new concepts for women now, so they don't really know how to. You're just running with the idea of it. You haven't really understood the core of it.
To navigate,
yeah. Don't laugh. I can't deal with him.
Stop the cap.
Listen, exactly. I'm just like, listen, things either make sense or they don't make sense. Sorry, go on.
Shall I tell you what I think it is? And I'm gonna give it to them here. And the reason I say that is because I know stereotypically men and women process their emotions differently.
Right.
So I think how women will process their emotions is this outward thing. So it's like they're projecting like I'm healing, and they'll talk to their girlfriends. Whereas a lot of the time when men have
they'll make
emotional
TikTok
times,
videos about their healing.
right? Yeah,
guys were just fucking heal in private, bro.
Yeah, we reclude. We go, okay, I need to, do you know what I mean? So maybe there's something in that.
Yeah, because you guys get told from a kid that, oh yeah, be a man.
But the thing is,
don't cry, boys, don't cry.
Yeah, like, but the thing is, women.
No space for that.
But things with women are a performance. Sometimes it's a performance. Like if you look at TikTok, and you look at this healing. You see a woman sitting down and she's got all of the incense going and the crystals, and I'm like, why are you filming this?
Yeah, but her cleavage is out. That's why.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with the experience that she's experiencing when she's making that video?
Listen, because an experience is personal.
You don't get to tell me what my experience is, though. Just because
it's private.
No, for you,
it's personal and private
for you.
So everyone must know.
It's not about
that you're healing while your cleavage is out. The thing is,
I don't feel like everybody has to know, but if that's what makes you feel good and it's not affecting anybody else, it is about feeling. But that's what how did you get here?
For a woman, that's what I'm trying to say, because women are a slave to their feelings.
Okay,
they're a slave to their feelings. Like women, literally, if they feel a certain way, they will literally go with that feeling. Women are a slave to their feelings, where men, as they're a slave to logic, they're a slave to things that make sense. So a man, if he's going through some kind of healing situation, generally he's not going to be filming it like, oh, guys, you know, day 2 of healing.
No, but
it's like, what the hell? Like, what are you doing, bro?
But the thing is, I feel like,
do you know what I mean, kid? Like, it's like
day 2 of healing. You don't see it. You don't see it.
And I went on a walk in the mountains. Like, shut up, bro. Like, chill.
I would argue that a lot of men don't process their feelings at all, and that's not healthy either. You just exclude yourself, repress your feelings, and go back outside, and it's back on the hunt. So you're speaking about 2 extremes of people who are pretending and people who are not processing. So
I
where
think,
are we going?
And correct me if I'm wrong, I think what Sarah is saying is when you get a girl recording herself on her healing process,
right?
Because if you put something on social media, you're looking for validation,
right? Narcissism. Right?
So and guys or girls, if you put a photo on there, a video on there, you're doing it because you want validation, right? For the content you're putting out.
Mm-hmm.
You want those likes.
Right. So if you're recording yourself doing something, put it on social media, and it's this healing journey, because you're recording it and putting it on social media, we question the intention of why you're doing it.
Yes.
Because if it was really about you healing, whether you put it on social media or not shouldn't matter to you.